Hi everyone, this is Oh My Giona. It's been so long since I did a review of a drama, but today I will be reviewing Squid Game. Woo! I was not gonna watch Squid Game just because it was everywhere, and at first I thought it wouldn't be good. But I was sick at home and my family was watching it, so I kind of just watched it as well. So, putting it simply, I think that Squid Game is a good drama. It's about this game that they're playing, but it's like a life or death situation, and it's like just so messed up because they're doing typical Korean like children's games to do this to like decide who goes to the next round and who dies and all that. And that's kind of just messed up. So yeah, basically they join this game because they're all in debt and there's a big prize if you win it. So they're all doing this. As a Korean drama fan, someone who watches Korean drama on the regular, this was pretty predictable. I could see what was gonna happen even from the beginning, just because it's a Korean drama. We all know how it is, but it was pretty engaging. I really liked the games. The first half, I would say, is better than the latter part of it. Yeah, like it was hype starting from like the red light, green light, and then there was a Dalgona game, and then a tug of war. Up to that, it was really intense, and I was really engaged. We were watching it like one episode after the other, but then after episode 6, we stopped and like I was really contemplating whether I should watch it, whether I should continue watching it or not. Like episode 6 just like ruined everything for me. But yeah, we have Lee Jung-jae playing Song Gi-hun. This is so funny because I've seen Lee Jung-jae in so many movies before, and he usually plays the villain. He's like a badass and all that, but in this drama, he's like just pathetic, and he plays it so well. It's insane. While watching it, because my mom is not familiar with Lee Jung-jae, I keep telling her like, "Oh my gosh, he looks so handsome when he's all cleaned up," which is true. We all know that. But people who are new to dramas, Korean dramas in particular, don't know that. So he was just like, his hair is disheveled. Like, he was just pathetic. Okay, he would be gambling, and he wasn't a very good father, wasn't a very good son to his mother as well. But I think Lee Jung-jae really understood the character. I also watched like a commentary that they did with the director and like the art director as well. And just his understanding of the character was amazing. Like that part where he first met Sebyok and they bumped into each other. Sebyok took his money, but he picked up her coffee and even put the straw in. It was pretty dumb, but that wasn't in a script. It just came out of Lee Jung-jae as he was playing Song Gi-hun. It's something that Gi-hun would have done. That's the kind of person he is. And it's just so cool to see actors really understand the character that they are playing. Because it really helps. He blended, like he became Song Gi-hun. He wasn't just Lee Jung-jae playing Song Gi-hun, but like he was Song Gi-hun while I was watching the drama. Which is, I mean, they're veteran actors, so it's just obvious, like, for them to do that. Did that make sense? 당연한 건. It's an obvious thing. And then we have Park Hae-soo, who's playing, is he Park Sang-woo? Anyway, his name is Sang-woo. And he's the bad guy in here. I'm like, because I love Park Hae-soo so much. I first saw him as 이지란 정군 in 용령이 나르샤, Six Flying Dragons. You should watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It's available on Viki. Watch it. But he was a general there, and he was so cool, especially in episode 25. Boom, 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 boom. But he was so cool in there. Oh, he was so good. He was so loyal. And then he was in Prison Playbook, which you can also watch on Netflix, so go watch that now. He was really amazing in there. He was such a kind-hearted person. And he plays like these characters who you always want to root for. I mean, his movies are a different breed, but the stuff that I've seen him in, he's usually the good guy. So I was so frustrated when I was watching Squid Game because Sang-woo, oh, gosh, I just hated Sang-woo so much, especially in episode 6. Or maybe even before that, I didn't like his character. But Park Hae-soo, I find no fault in Park Hae-soo because he really played that character well. I understood where Sang-woo was coming from, but it was just so frustrating to see him. Even in the Dalgona game, he knew what it was gonna be because they said sugar, right? They were melting sugar, and I was like, oh, that's the one. They had to do that. But he knew, and he should have told them, just pick the triangle. And it would have been so much easier for everyone. Oh, I was so stressed when Gi-hoon was just licking the dalgona, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And he didn't say anything. I was so mad. And that's someone that he knew since childhood. And that was game 2. And he let us down. Game 2. But the worst part, oh god, it wasn't even the worst part, actually. I was gonna say the worst part was him betraying Ali in episode 6. Oh, that was just so frustrating. Okay, so here's the thing. Ali, he's a foreigner, right? So he's not very familiar with a lot of the Korean culture stuff. But his Korean is so fluent. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. Anyway, he was calling Sang-woo and everybody else 사장님 in the beginning, which is kind of like boss. That's my best translation of it. But he was calling everyone boss, you know? He thinks of them so highly. He calls them all 사장님. And then he got closer to them. They invited him into the fold. He was a part of the group. And Gi-hoon was super caring. They were giving him food, you know? And for someone who's always felt left out in a country that's not your own, for people in there to treat you so nicely in this super bad environment that they're playing in, that meant so much to him. And then freaking Sang-woo says that you can call me Hyung. Stop calling me 사장님. Don't call me boss. Just call me Hyung, which is literally just older brother. So that's what boys would call another guy who is older than them. So he calls him Hyung. But then it means so much more than that. It's not just older brother. It means Hyung, I trust you. I know you got my back. You know, I guess it's really hard to understand if you're not familiar with the culture. But those who have been watching Korean dramas for a long time, studying Korean, you would know that hyung means a lot. And for Sangwoo to betray that trust, oh gosh, what an a-hole move. Like, oh, I was so mad. Especially, oh no, when Ali was just calling him, 상우형, 형, 상우형, and then the gunshot. And I'm like, no. I was honestly so mad. I couldn't believe that moment I hated Park Hae-soo so much. It's not even him, it was Sangwoo, but like, this drama made me not like Park Hae-soo, and that's like a total achievement because I love Park Hae-soo. And Ali is such a good character. The actor playing him, when I was watching the commentary, the director said that it was really hard to cast Ali because it's hard to find foreign actors in Korea. But they really lucked out because this guy, oh gosh, let me find his name. Looking at the cast list here. I'm gonna butcher this name, but Tripati Anupam, he played Ali. He came to Korea to study acting. And that's just wild. Like, they really lucked out. This dude is so good. He's such a good actor. And his Korean is so good. Like, you can understand what he's saying. Like, he has a little bit of an accent, but it was so good. Like, I couldn't believe it. I really love his character. He's probably like my favorite character in Squid Game, to be honest. So I was so bummed when he died. So I was saying earlier that I thought episode 6 was like the worst Sangwoo there is, but no, actually, because he also kills Sebyok later on, which, like, seriously, you could have just waited for her to die, but he still killed her. Oh gosh, what an awful human being. Oh, I was so mad. Like, seriously, he didn't have to. And then, speaking of Sebyok, oh my gosh, she is so good. So the girl playing her is Jung Ho-yeon, I think her name is, and she's a model, and I think this is her first acting job, but she did so well. Oh my gosh, she was just perfect for the character. And I mean, even because she's playing a North Korean in this one, so she had to change her accent, right? To make it believable that she was from the North. Yeah, you can't really translate that, like put it in the subtitles that she is speaking in a different accent, but you can hear it. She is speaking in a different accent than everybody else. But wow, she doesn't have a lot of emotions in this show. She's mostly like just blank. I mean, for someone who went through so much, like went through what she's been through, it just makes sense, you know. It kind of makes you into a psychopath if you think about it. But man, like, her story, it was probably already so hard to cross the border, like to get to South Korea, hoping that life would be better there, you know, like that she can live with her family. But then she had to resort to pickpocketing, doing bad stuff just so that they could survive. And her brother is in an orphanage, and she was hoping to like get a house and then get him back. But she died. It was so darn sad. Oh gosh. Especially in episode 6. Okay, episode 6, I was crying the whole time. But what really made me suffer was her, Sebyok, and Ji-young together. When Ji-young suggested that they wait until the end so they can just like do one round and then it would be over. I knew she was gonna sacrifice herself. And then she started talking like, oh, tell me about your family and I will tell you about mine. It was just so sad whenever she slips, like, because she knew one of them's gonna die there. But then she always says, well, she talks like, oh, we should do this when we get out. Oh, we should go there. Should go to Jeju-do together. And that just so sad. Really broke me. Oh my gosh. I knew that she was going to sacrifice herself when they did like that wall thing. I knew she was going to drop the marble. Because that's how K-drama works. And she dropped it. And I still cried. It still hurt, even though I knew what was going to happen. It was awful. And the thing is, I guess it wouldn't hurt so much if we didn't know her name. But then Sebyok told her, like, oh, yeah, my name's Sebyok. What's yours? And she says, Jiyoung. Because then they're not just random people, you know. They have names. And then it hurts so much more when they die. Oh, gosh. And in that note, gosh, the old man, when he finally remembered his name, he said, my name's Wilnam. And I was like, no, don't tell him your name, because then he's going to carry it like, oh yeah, this person named Wilnam, not just like a random old guy, but someone with a name. Then Gi-hun would like be so burdened about it. But then I thought, like, dang, his name is Ilnam. Il is kind of like one in Korean, right? And Nam is man or guy. And I'm like, one man, like first guy. And I thought, oh, okay, that's just his number. His number is 1, right? But then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like maybe he is like the main guy, which, yeah, we find out that he is. And I'm like, dang, like his name is Oilnam. And like, dang. And because of that, I was thinking of the numbers as well. I couldn't think why Gi-hun would be like 4, 5, 6. I don't know. There's probably a reason for that. But I think Sangwoo is like 218. So 218. But like, you can also say like for the 2, if you say it as 218. So you can say 2E and then 18. 18. And if you say that, you know, I can say it. But it's like saying this piece of, right? And I'm like, that's a perfect number for him because he is a piece of. Yeah. It's so interesting when you know even like a little bit of Korean and then you kind of like put it together and it's like, that makes sense. So yeah, I think up to that game, I was really invested. And then the games after that, they were not, I mean, like the jumping, the ladder game, it was okay, but it was kind of like, oh, okay, so only 3 of them survived, and then Sebyok eventually died before that. And what I was like really disappointed about is that the last game is the Squid Game, O징어게임, but they didn't really play it. You know, like, it's the title of the show. 오징어게임. You're supposed to play it. But then there's only 2 of them. So it wasn't even like playing the game. It was more like a mental game, emotional game between the 2 of them. And yeah, I was just kind of bummed. I wanted to know more about the game. And I don't know. I still don't know how to play it, to be honest. I know there's like an attacker and a defender. It's kind of like there's a house. But I still don't know how to play it. Which, I don't know. They should have put more emphasis on like the actual game, because that's the title of the show. So yeah, that's one thing I'm really disappointed about. And I knew Sangwoo was gonna kill himself, but didn't redeem him at all. Like, I see a lot of people defending Sang-woo, and like, yeah, if I was in his position, I probably would have done it. When I think about it, maybe I would, but still, because I'm not in his position, I'm so mad. Like, I can't condone what he did. Gi-hun, on the other hand, was guilty, you know? He felt it. So, like, think about it. If Sang-woo won, like, the competition, he would use up the money, you know, live life as if nothing happened. But that's not what happened to Gi-hun. He went back. Oh my gosh, like, he went back. I saw this coming from like miles away, that his mother was gonna die. But man, like, that scene, it was just so heartbreaking. Him, like, just lying down there, and like, he was just so, like, he doesn't have any energy to get mad or get sad anymore. He was just there, lying, crying, you know. That was really sad. And Kim Young-wook 선생님, she's an amazing actress, even though she was just lying there. Broke my heart. But yeah, overall, it was really good. It really made me think about things and just ponder, you know, like, these are stuff that we've thought about once or twice in our lives, but seeing it unfold, you know, these people who are really down on their luck, some of them bad people, some of them not, but the desperation. And that's why I love episode 2 so much, and how it's called Hell, because when I saw the title, I thought that, oh yeah, because the game is hell. But no, they actually went back to see their own hell. And that's just messed up. Like, the game itself is insane. I wouldn't play it. But then these people, they went back to their own lives, you know, back to the debts, back to people looking down on you, your self-esteem on the ground. And it's like, there's really nothing. Like, Sang-woo was gonna kill himself, right? And yeah, it's just the desperation. I love how they showed it. That I was imagining if I was this person and I was going through so much and there's really no hope left, maybe I would join the game too. Cause like, it's like you're dead anyway. Whichever path you choose, you're gonna be dead anyway. So might as well go to this one. It's crazy, but I have a chance, right? Like, ugh. I also love, because I watched this, like, another video of, I think it was an interview, and the host was asking the actors, like, if it was you, would you play Squid Game? And they all said no. But then when they asked the director, it was so cool, because he said he had the idea of making, like, about this show back in 2008, 2009, when he was in deep debt. And he was thinking, if there was a game like this, how awesome would it have been? Then maybe I could have paid my debts. And that's just insane. He would play it because he's been through the same life that the characters had in the drama. And it's kind of like, I'm just grateful I'm not in that position, you know. I'm just so grateful that I can say no, that I'm not playing the game. Because I can imagine a lot of people saying yes. And that's just sad. I do love how, with like the conversation between Il-nam and Gi-hun at the end. And I like how there was actually one person who helped the drunk guy. before midnight happened. It was crazy because I thought that guy was trying to rob the drunk guy on the street, but he actually called police and like came back to help the guy. And it's sad because if it was me, to be honest, I don't think I would help. But it's nice to see that there are people who would. Maybe we should try to be that person, to actually help other people. But it's hard. But I like how they did show that there is hope. Like, we can trust humanity still, despite what we've shown you for like 9 episodes. There's still hope in humans. And I like that hope. But I don't like how it ended. I'm so mad. I understand why they did it that way. Because they wanted to do a season 2. Hopefully. Because, it really became a hit. Everyone was watching this. Okay? So I can see why they would want a season 2. But I think it's just me. I never really like sequels. I never like it when something is supposed to end but doesn't end. Because first of all, I don't like waiting. And secondly, I think that when you write the end, it should end. It should end. So mad. Because I feel like they're just gonna like make up random things just to continue the show. As opposed to it actually ending and everything wrapped up. And I really don't like how Gi-hoon went back to the game. Because I'm thinking of his daughter and how he's going to let her down again. Minutes before, he said, yes, I'm on my way. I'm going to see you. But then he didn't board that plane. And I'm so mad. His poor daughter. Going to be traumatized for life. It's going to affect her so much. Okay? What we do to our children would have a long-lasting effect. So, yeah, I guess that's what I was focused on. That's why I didn't like it. But yeah, if season 2 comes out, maybe I would watch it. But I really didn't like how it ended. What else am I missing? Something that I didn't like, oh my gosh, the VIPs. This is no surprise. When we get foreign actors in Korean dramas, they're usually bad. Just because I think they're not even actors. They're just people who speak English. They're not even actors. That's why they're bad. But the thing is, they don't even have to act. They have masks on. Like, we don't see their faces. They don't have to act. They just have to, like, say their lines properly, but they didn't. And it was so frustrating because it's like, they're talking like, what is this game? Can you tell us what this game is all about? That's how they were talking. It was so frustrating. But if anything, because the VIPs were there, we were able to hear Wee Ha-jun talking in English. And that's a blessing, okay? I take that as a win. Because Wee Ha-jun is amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love him. I didn't even talk about him. He was like a totally separate plot in the show, and then he just fell off that cliff. We know that he didn't die, because if you've watched enough Korean dramas, you know that nobody fell off that cliff and died. I know that cliff. Like, I know exactly what that cliff is, and that's where everybody falls, but they never die. They survive. So Junho is gonna survive that, and hopefully we see him in season 2. But Wee Ha-jun is just amazing in this one. He's so handsome. Oh my gosh. So superficial. He did well. Like, his acting was so good as well. But gosh, his face. No wonder that VIP guy was like so into him. Like, him speaking English was so amazing. I love it. Wee Ha-jun, I love you. Oh gosh. If you like Wee Ha-jun, go watch 18 again. He's in that drama, and it's such a good drama, and he's so handsome in there. But he's also gonna break your heart. But that drama is so good. Watch it. 18 again. He's in there. And speaking of the English language, I was able to because the front man was speaking English, right? And I'm like, who can speak English that well and still be a good actor? Yep, Lee Byung-hun. I knew it was going to be him just because he has such a good English. And yeah, and it was him. I was surprised that he is actually the brother. Well, not that the frontman is the brother, but because at first I thought it was going to be the guy who grabbed Gi-hun during the 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다 game. Because they look alike. Like, he kind of looks like Wee Ha-jun. And I thought that was him, but it wasn't. I like that guy too. I forgot his name. But he looks like, Namdarum looks like him. And I've seen that guy in so many dramas too. Oh, gosh, I need to know his name. But I thought he was the brother, but he wasn't. Was Lee Byung-hun. Well, we're probably going to see him if there's going to be season 2. He's probably going to continue the games. Oh, there's that one thing too. With Ilnam, when he was dying and he was telling Gi-hun why he did it, I don't take that explanation. He was saying that they were bored, so they made up this game to give a chance to these people who are really down on their luck. You didn't have to kill them though, seriously. Just to satisfy themselves. Like, they were bored and they had too much money. So they started a game. And his reasoning for joining was because he's dying. He really has a tumor in his brain. But he joined the game because he thought it's going to be more fun to join as opposed to just watching it. And really that wasn't fair. Because he wasn't really playing the game. There was no real threat to him playing it. Like, when he lost, they didn't kill him. There was a gunshot, but they didn't kill him. So it wasn't fair. Because he knew, even though he gets eliminated, he's going to survive. I can't believe it. I can't believe I cried for that guy in episode 6. It's just so bad. Yeah, I can't excuse what he did. Like, since 1999, they've been doing this. So many people died. Like, seriously? But yeah, I wanted to know more about the front man, In-ho. Why he joined. Why he's playing. Why he became the front man and he's still continuing to do these games when he already won. But yeah, there are still so many questions that I want to know. But if there's going to be season 2, then there are going to be new characters. And I really like the characters we had in season 1. So I don't know if I would like it. Maybe if they would have players, like actors that I really like Jo Jin-won. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if Jo Jin-won is in here? Who else? Jo Jin-won. Someone funny. Jo Jong-sok. Who else? Like the really good ones. Oh my gosh. Lee Do-hyun. Oh, if he plays in. Oh, amazing. Oh gosh. Who else? But I want to see Jo Jin-won in this kind of drama because he's such a good actor. Anyway, I think that's all for me. Just ranted, hey? But yeah, Oh my gosh, I forgot. I have one more rant. Ugh. Ugh. It's so nice to have Korean dramas on Netflix. I'm really grateful because they upload them right away as soon as it finished airing in Korea. They put it on Netflix. And I'm grateful. I love it. But oh my gosh, the subtitles. Oh. Is it just me frustrated? Like if you're Korean and you're watching it with English subtitles, maybe to practice or I don't know. Were you frustrated as well? Because it was so bad. It was just like Kingdom again. And it was so frustrating because, okay, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but they're so wrong. Like a lot of them were so wrong. I had a headache watching it because I'm hearing one thing and then the subtitles say something else. And it's like they didn't even say that. Like the character didn't say that at all, but then they add it in the subtitles. Like why? Why? It was so frustrating. And how they were using oppa as like old man and babe and like I get it. I get why they do it, but like just the shifting of it and it was just so frustrating. I felt like they could have just done like a couple of seconds, like I don't know, 10 seconds in the beginning with like the terms, you know, like 오빠, 언니, 형, 사장님, I don't know, like the other Korean words, and then they could just use it like instead of translating it, just have it as 오빠 or 형. Like it would have been so much easier because from the beginning we know this is what it means. Okay, and they can just use that, but like, or maybe it is hard, like for me, because I've been watching Korean dramas for so long and I know what those words mean and like what they imply whenever they use it like in a different way. But still, it was just frustrating to read the subtitles. It was so oh my gosh. Anyway, like their other dramas are good. Like the weekly dramas, those have good subtitles. Like not perfect, which is okay. But they were good. But the ones we get like when we have like the whole season uploaded, I don't know why the subtitles are just it's like a whole different script. I don't know. Oh, that was so bad. I don't want to end my video like this, ranting about subtitles, because I don't like it when people rant about subtitles. But I'm doing it. Dang it. Anyway, that's all for me. For my Squid Game review. Thank you for listening to me rant. And I don't know. I just love Korean dramas, and this one was a good one. If you really like Squid Game, maybe try different ones, like Korean dramas. They are so good. They have really good actors. Try Signal. It stars Jo Jin-won. He is one of my favorite actors. He's just amazing. I suggest watching that. There's Voice. I've only seen Voice, like the first season with Jang Hyuk. But that one's really good too. Very intense, hyped. What else is on Netflix? But yeah, they have really good dramas like that. There's Liar Game. I don't think Liar Game is in Netflix. No, I don't think so. But there's this Liar Game. It was from like the Japanese manga, but they did like a Korean adaptation. And it was really good. I'm still waiting for the second season. They didn't have a second season. There's that. If you like mind games, there are Korean variety shows that are really good. There's The Genius, and it has 4 seasons. And it's kind of like this. So they lock up these people. I think they started with 13 or 12. And then they eliminate one person who didn't win the game. Every episode, and then they have like a final match in the end, and there is prize money. There is a prize. Yeah, there's money in the end that you can win, and it's quite a lot of money too. But it's so much fun. It has 4 seasons. All seasons were really good, these are actual people. They don't die, which is good. But yeah, they play games and they get eliminated, and there are betrayals. Smart moves. Oh my gosh. But yeah, if you're into that, you can watch The Genius. There's Crime Scene, which is it's also a variety show, but it's more like they would have like a murder story, and they're gonna role play it. They get roles, and then they play that role, but they don't know who's the killer among them, and they try to figure that out. They have clues. The set for this show is really amazing. It's called Crime Scene. I think they have 3 seasons. I think. But yeah, that one's really good too. There's The Great Escape. I think it has 4 seasons out now as well. That one's more like an escape room, but it's really fun. Shindong is in it. What else? But yeah, if you like Squid Game, maybe you can try variety shows. My suggestions are The Genius has 4 seasons, Crime Scene has 3 seasons, and The Great Escape, 대탈출, it has 4 seasons as well. Yeah. I hope you enjoy more Korean dramas after Squid Game. And yeah, that's all for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Have an awesome day. Bye bye.